the topic in this, the first of a new series of conversations in which members of 3 of those religions speak faith to faith. With me are the editor of the Sikh Messenger, Inderjit Singh, the respected Hindu teacher and monk, Swami Bhavyananda, and representing the Jewish faith, Rabbi Lionel Blue. Lionel, can I begin with you?
David.
Is this love your neighbour something that Jesus did in fact use to replace the Old Testament, your scriptural teaching?
Well, though Jesus was a good Jew in that way, and he was quoting actually from the Jewish scriptures, which he read in the synagogue, and the text actually comes from Leviticus, from the 5 books of Moses. But you have to remember, it's love your neighbour as you love yourself, and you have to be in a reasonable relationship with yourself before you could start loving anybody else. And the other thing, it's a very tall order, loving your neighbour, and I think you better take a bit of practice at just liking or tolerating your neighbour on the bus in the morning or the crowded train or something like that before you try for the big heights.
Inderjit, for the Sikh religion, is social action actually caring about those around you? Is it part of your creed?
It is very much part of the creed, and this is the way to loving one's neighbour. When Guru Nanak lived 500 years ago, there was an emphasis on different groups, different creeds, and the Gurus taught very much that they are all the same. When he was asked, what group are you? He said the group of humanity. He is emphasizing this all the time.
Swami, I often think of Hinduism as being very much a matter of saying whatever will be, being fatalistic. Is actually going out doing good works for other people part of the Hindu practice?
It's very much part of the Hindu faith, because if God is in everybody and in everything, if I accept that even as an intellectual understanding, I have got to serve my neighbor to serve my God. It's very necessary. And moreover, the same God is in me also. So when I love my neighbor in a way, I'm also recognizing the divine that's in me.
Inderjit and Lionel, for both of you Sikhs and Jews, you're both a religion and a people. Mm-hmm. Is there some tendency to sort of take loving your neighbour as loving just the members of your faith?
It's always a danger for any group that you tend to, and it's natural that you want to love your family, the people who love you. I mean, that's natural. The great test, of course, when it gets supernatural, it's more than natural, is to love somebody who does not love you, or love somebody who is completely outside your group. And that's, I think, a problem for anybody. Not just Jewish or Sikh, it's Christian, Muslim, everybody has that problem.
Inderjit.
I think the Sikhs would emphasize that you should not look just to your own group, and there's the historical record of the Guru's teachings and the Guru's lives. At one time, there's an interesting little story that at the time of the 10th Guru, who had to fight many battles under great persecution, a Sikh was brought before the Guru that he had been caught giving water to the suffering on the other side. And he was criticized by those people that had brought him before the Guru, but the Guru emphasized that he was doing exactly what Sikhism taught. That is Sikhism, looking to the others.
Jesus was asked, who is my neighbour? How would you all answer that? Swami.
Neighbor is, in a sense, it's myself. Because Jesus said, love thy neighbor as thyself. My deepest self is the kingdom of God within me. So that is in everyone else. So when I love the neighbor, it's myself in a way, an extension of myself and my family.
And it's whoever you come into contact with.
Well, the thing is, you don't choose your neighbours. Your neighbours are dumped on you. When you buy a house, you don't say, I'm going to select, so-and-so and so-and-so as my neighbours. God's chosen them. And you're meant to love these people. And it's a very tall order. And I think you need a bit of practice in it. And I think the first thing to do is to start respecting them and then go on to learning how to like them. You see, there's an awful lot of people who want to love the world or love humanity. But you find often that they've never tried to like a single human being. And that's the real test, you see.
There is a sort of question, too, Christianity has various charities, things like Christian Aid, which sort of become very busy helping the world. Do the other religions have similar agencies?
Sikhs don't in that organised way, but in a lesser organised way, that it is a part of Sikhism to give regularly to charity, and the gurdwaras in this country are substantially contributing to the charities within the country.
Is the Hindu temple a place where charities...
in Hinduism it's much more disorganized, I would say. Everybody thinks it's his duty to do something to the people who are in need. As a result, what I have observed, no beggar goes starving in our country. Yeah, as long as there is a piece of bread, they will tear it into half and share it with him. I have even seen a great concern when the beggar didn't turn up one day to the house. What happened to this? I hope he is not sick. That's what the grandmothers would say.
No.
Well, there's an tremendous tradition of giving for charity among Jews, and there's a tremendous number of jokes about it. You know, Jewish businessmen get clobbered and clobbered and clobbered all the time. And there's one who got lost, you know, in a crevice in the Alps. He'd gone some skiing holiday, and they sent out, you know, a search party for him with great big dogs with brandy, and they shouted, "Mr. Cohen, Mr. Cohen, Mr. Cohen," you see, trying to find him. And finally a very faint voice came back saying, don't worry, I gave last week."
On that story, we're going to have to end for tonight. All three of you, thank you very, very much indeed.
Thank you.